Yo guys, sorry, you already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 7 of the TBU against Skyrander and his Scandanavian Stoutlands. If you want to know what I brought to this match, watch the team analysis video that went up either yesterday or earlier today, depending on when I get this video up. And I am not going to waste any time getting in this battle, we're just going to go right into it. He did not bring Buzzle, he did not bring T-Tar, he did not bring Sigilif. And my thoughts going into this battle doesn't really matter, and we will get into why. But let's go ahead and just talk about this stupid battle. I lead off with Electabuzz because I figured he was going to lead off with Frostlass. T-Bolt would do a solid 50%, and then he could only set up, well, I guess he'd still set up 2 layers of spikes on me. But he leads out with Gardevoir, which is cool because Electabuzz is the thing that I switch into Gardevoir, so I go ahead and just try and get off a hit. He goes for the Moonblast, so at this point I know that he is max special attack. It could be either timid or modest, but I'm pretty sure he's modest because that would have been a super high roll for timid and like an average roll for modest. So, and he could afford to be modest. I expected Scarf, but I don't know. So I was going to keep going for damage. I was either going to go for a T-Bolt or a Volt Switch here. Didn't matter because he brought in Zygarde. But I do have a safe Zygarde switch in, and that is going to be Clefable, which is cool. So I'm going to do that as he goes for the 1,000 arrows. Hit me with 1,000 arrows all at once. You would think that would be painful, but for Clefable, I mean, he really doesn't care. So he doesn't care how many thousands of arrows that you hit him with. He's just going to stay there. And he's going to get his leftovers, all that good stuff. I could have gone for the offense with Moonblast, but I really didn't think he was going to stay in. So I decided to go for the Wish, because this is a Wish Protect set, which is really fun. And figured I could pass the Wish off into something else. Roselia is here. Maybe did I talk about that? No, I didn't really talk about that. And this is a very, very, very annoying Pokemon. I don't really know exactly what kind of stuff he's gonna have. I was kind of worried about a Sleep Powder or something like that, so I go into Dragalge, and he sets up the T-Spikes. So, okay. Lando and Lucario don't get affected by T-Spikes, and Dragalge removes them, so at this point I'm just like, whatever, and Clefable as Heal Bell. I go for the Dragon Pulse to gauge how much damage I do to this thing, and it's not very much. This is a max specially defensive Roselia, I think, and if it's not max, it is very close. He's going to go for Sludge Bomb, I guess either assuming that I'm going to go out or just to see how much he can do to me. It's not going to be much because I am specially defensive Assault Vest, and I'm going to get him down to 50%. So I've seen T-Spikes, I have seen Sludge Bomb, and now we are going to see Synthesis. But I was figured he wasn't going to put me to sleep, so I take this opportunity to go into Lando and start applying some pressure and all that good stuff. He does go for the Synthesis, and that's a thing. So now I am going to go for the Psychic. This is to also confirm just how much special defense investment he has. This is why I don't think it was max, but it could have been pretty close, I'm not sure. And he goes for Giga Drain, so we have now seen all 4 of his moves. He's not going to use Sleep Powder and put any of my Pokemon to sleep, which is fantastic. At this point, Earth Power kills, and he doesn't have a great switch into Earth Power, so I decide to go for that. And he goes into this thing, which I was like, alright, well, doesn't affect me that much because, as you see, this Earth Power is going to do more than 50%, which means I can just go for another one, and this thing will be dead. He could go for an Extreme Speed, and that would hurt, but he's actually going to be Scarfed and go for Outrage. Why he has a Scarfed Outrage Zygarde when I have a Clefable beats me, but he goes for the Outrage, and I go for the Earth Power, and this thing is dead. Awesome. We get 1 kill, and we should be happy about that. So, with that being said, he's now going to bring in this thing, and I had a feeling that this thing was going to be Scarfed, but I really just had to check. I just found out that Zygarde was Scarfed, so maybe he doesn't have more than 1 Scarfer, but he does bring the double Scarf, and that is really unfortunate. At this point, I am pretty sure that Excadrill would not be Scarfed now. He didn't bring Sand because there's no T-Tar, and I kind of have to worry how I'm supposed to deal with this Moonblast. I sent in Dragalge to take away the T-Spikes. He's going to switch out, fearing the Poison move, which I don't have. I don't have Sludge Bomb, and if I had a good reason for you, I would let you know, but I don't. I do have Scald, though, and Scald's the incoming Excadrill, and I get the Burn, so that's pretty lucky. But I should have had a Poison move. I have Focus Blast on this Dragalge, and right now I have no idea why. Stupidest thing that I could have done, but I switch into Palisand as he goes and sets up Stealth Rocks, which are going to stay on my side of the field because I don't have a way of getting rid of them and all that good stuff, but it shouldn't matter too much. Yeah. So, I think it's going to take its burn damage. I'm just going to go for the safe Earth Power, because why not? He could have decided to maybe sack this, and so that was kind of where my thinking was at, but he's going to go into this thing, and it's just not going to do anything. But the special defense is down, which is cool, but I'm pretty sure at this point we are going to go into a series of nothing happening. Okay, no, I'm going to go into Lucario, because I figured he was good to synth this up. I can keep my air balloon intact, and with Psychic, I can actually 1v1 this Roselia pretty easily. I'm also starting to keep track of his syntheses at this point, because I don't have a reliable way to take this thing out outside of waiting for it to run out of syntheses. And we will get back to that in a little bit. And he sends in his Mega Blastoise, and it's going to take the Psychic, and it's going to take it pretty decently, because it's Blastoise. That's just what it does. I switch out into my Mega Blastoise switch-in. That is going to be Dragalge, which is super great. And yeah, he's going to go for the Mega Evolution, and he's going to go for the Aura Sphere, which is going to do like -5 damage. Because again, max special defense, Assault Vest, resisted hit. Like, I don't care about your, like, whatever your ability is. I forget what it's called. The thing, cannon. I don't remember. But it's not very effective. Doesn't really do much. It's all good. He's going to switch out. Go into, you guessed it, Roselia, and I go for the Dragon Pulse. I guess I should have maybe hoped for a crit Draco Meteor, because that's about the only way I could have taken him out here. But at least now I know he's going to go for a Synthesis, but I stay in and do a little 1v1ing. Start counting his Syntheses. I believe this was 3, could have been 4, I don't even remember. I remember in the battle also kind of going back and forth. It was between 3 or 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, whatever. So this is going to take up a little bit. It's going to take up a few turns here. He's going to set up some T-Spikes again for reasons. So you can poison whatever Pokemon he feels like that he needs to poison. But I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse. I just want to keep making him use Synthesis because I want him to run out. Because then I can just take him down, because Giga Drain is doing nothing. And I will be able to take him out that way. And that is my only shot of taking down this stupid Roselia, which is so bulky for I don't even know what reason, but it is. So we are kind of just going back and forth between this, and he goes into Excadrill, as I just kept going for Dragon Pulses, and do a little bit of damage. It's all good. And now Excadrill is probably going to go for an Earthquake, so that's cool. I would have gone into Lucario, but things were not low enough for me to beat them yet. Mostly that Mega Blastoise. I would not have been able to kill the Blastoise from where it's at, and it already showed Aura Sphere, which is a guaranteed OHKO on Lucario. So unfortunately, I could not go into this into Lucario and go for the agility. However, I probably should have gone into Lucario on that Earthquake and at least just went for the fighting move to take this thing out. Then I would have been able to save some damage on Palossand, and I would be able to prevent this from happening. And by this, I mean, you guessed it, he switches into Roselia. I wish this game would go as fast as my voice was going, but it doesn't. And I just went for the Earth Power thing, that he might sack it this time, but no, he's not sacking his Excadrill. So, at least now he's at a point where he's probably going to go for another Synthesis. He could go for the Giga Drain, because that's going to do a lot to Palossand, but there's no way I'm staying in. That's that. I go back into Dragalge, because it's my best thing to try and wear this thing down. 1v1, you know how that works. I also want to get rid of the T-Spikes that he put up before. And that is what is going to keep happening. He does try to go for that Giga Drain. It does 4 damage. 4 damage. That's pretty great. That health bar goes up so low. I want him to use Synthesis. I want him to go out of Syntheses and all that good stuff. So this turn I actually go for the Scald, because I'm starting to realize that he might just go into Gardevoir at one of these times. that if I keep going for Dragon Pulses, he's going to predict the Dragon Pulse and go into it, and he's going to be immune to the Dragon Pulse, and then I'm going to have to worry about a Gardevoir. So I was worried about that, so at this point I want to switch up. If I had Sludge Bomb, I would be going for Sludge Bombs instead of Scalds, but I don't have Sludge Bomb, and to this day I still don't know why, but he catches me right here. And something I didn't think about, Trace's adaptability, and he is Scarfed. I know he's Scarfed. Man, so this really sucks. I don't really have anything to take a Scarfed Scarfed Gardevoir adaptability Moonblast. That's not something I calced. If you watch my team builder, you know that I already didn't really have anything for Gardevoir. I didn't have anything to switch in. Give it adaptability, and I really don't have any switch-ins. So I sacked off Palisand because it was only 4 Excadrill. It's a roll for Electabuzz to live. However, it's not a very good roll. It was like a minimum was like 40. It was like a 47 to 56% roll. It was a good chance in his favor. And so he takes me out here, and then I go into Clefable, thinking that I'm guaranteed able to live this. Not accounting for how much Rocks does. I could have went for Protect, get a thing of Leftovers, and then guaranteed live the hit, but I risk the 50-50 roll, and I lose that. And Clefable goes down. And then all that's left is Dragalge, which is going to take more Rocks damage. It's going to take a Moonblast, and it's actually going to live the Moonblast, but I only have Scald. If I had Sludge Bomb, then I wouldn't have had to switch out from Dragalge in the first place. I could have just stayed in and Sludge Bombed it. I mean, I might have been sacking my Dragalge, but then I would have been able to at least take this out. I still don't really know how I would have taken out Roselia. I would have had to 1v1 it with Lucario and go for a Psychic special defense drops, but that's pretty much it. Lucario comes in now, and it just dies to a Moonblast. It actually could have lived a Moonblast if the adaptability wasn't there, which I was trying to keep this thing at full health for, just in case I needed it. But with adaptability, it's doing a minimum of like 108%. Fun fact, I have brought Lucario to 4 games, and I have lost all 4 of those games. Lucario is the only Pokemon that I believe has not been brought to a game that I've won. Might not be the only one, but it's definitely the only one that has been brought to more than half my games. So that's fun. You could probably see why I'm not super excited to talk about this game, because I knew Gardevoir was a threat coming in. I had a couple of things somewhat for it to try and check it. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and that's pretty much it. I gave Gardevoir adaptability. It was Scarfed, and he Moonblasted me to death. Should have probably brought Arcanine, but again, I don't know. It just depends, because depending on the Gardevoir, it still could have taken out Arcanine. Obviously not with the Moonblast, but with other moves. So that might have been a better option, but it's too late for that now. And that was that battle. I didn't really like this matchup, but I thought I had a good enough chance to win. But clearly I didn't bring the right team. I never do. To anyone who ever thought that my team was good, you guys are stupid, because my team sucks. I suck, and we have one more week of the TBU where I can show that I suck at this game apparently, and just ready to get the season over with. Good game to Skyrander. He played great. Brought Roselia, and I'm pretty sure this is the second time he's brought it, and both times it has put in so much work. So can't be mad at that. I'm not mad at anybody other than myself and how much I suck, but it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you go check out Skyrander. He's a fantastic person and Pokemon YouTuber. Uploads quality content, and I am a fan of his videos more than he probably knows. So I definitely encourage that you guys go check him out. Also, his links will be in the description. And I'll see you guys next week for the final week of the TBU, which is probably going to be just as bad as this one, if not worse. So, can't wait to see you then. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, guys, stay sly.